I gotta tell you, it's got my gears turning just thinking about the future of the gardens. These guys are one of the coolest parts of tropical ecosystems. But here we are at the slope garden at the entrance. So yeah, let's show you around and show you what's going on. So I'm taking a little lounge right now. My phone overheated. It is even hotter today than it was yesterday. The sun is coming down full force. There are not too many clouds in the sky. And yeah, so I had to stop filming. So I went around and I watered the plants that were looking really wilted and sad. I gotta tell you, it's got my gears turning just thinking about the future of the gardens and really needing to keep in mind the fact that I'm not always gonna have rain coming down. You know, water isn't gonna be infinite here. And I'm gonna have to deal with the tropical sun. So just thinking about, you know, what should I be considering and trying to observe the plants and see which ones are doing good, which ones are really sad. So the beans and the zucchinis and the sunflowers seem to be doing really well. They don't seem to mind that much at all. So there's a few plants now that I feel like, okay, these guys are workhorses. They don't care about the temperature, but most of the other stuff is wilting and looking really sad. And that might just be part of it, you know, like these plants, even if they can grow well here, are just gonna wilt when it's really hot. But I'm thinking of a couple things. One, maybe the seeds for those plants are not seeds from plants that are acclimated to this kind of heat. So my fingers are crossed that as the generations continue, as I harvest seeds and replant them, that future plants will be more acclimated to this heat and be able to deal with it better. 2 is that the soil isn't healthy enough to be able to help the plants deal with what we call abiotic stress, or stuff like being too hot or having too little water. That, or I should really be thinking about what are the plants that can really handle the heat. So those are some things that I have on my mind. Next time I'm sitting down with Wi-Fi, I might do some more research, see what I can find. But yeah, so little bummed to see sad plants. I really just want to see these girls thriving constantly if possible, but that's a little bit naive of a goal. But anyways, definitely thinking about how I can improve in the future. And so now I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna do, because the best spot to film what I'm doing over there is right in the sun, so the phone will probably just overheat again. And it's not even noon, it's still pretty early, and it doesn't look like the sun's gonna let up anytime soon. So I might try doing some editing. All right, guys, so we just had a very productive early afternoon. I said I might do video editing since it was so hot, and I followed through with that. It was my first time really sitting down to edit content that I've made that I actually plan on putting on YouTube. It's a lot of work. I literally just edited some of the content of me putting together the new garden bed, and it took forever. It was like a 20-minute clip, and I shortened it down to a couple minutes, and that is a lot of work. Wow. But anyways, early afternoon is behind us. It's getting closer to mid-afternoon, evening, so we're gonna get back to the garden, get back to working, and I'm gonna get back to shooting more content that I gotta edit. So enjoy, and let's get to it. All right, guys, I am absolutely buzzing right now. So I'm working on the garden. I'm gonna make my way up to the slope. That was the plan, to get some wood to border the bed I'm working on. But I ran into some leafcutter ants. Leafcutter ants are some of my favorite creatures. So let's check them out. This is really, really cool. We've got this plant here, yeah? And it used to be under canopy. Now this, if I'm assuming, is a plant that likes to be in the shade. And the reason I'm saying this is because I opened up the canopy and here we have leafcutter ants absolutely going to town. Now these guys are one of the coolest parts of tropical ecosystems. Look at these guys. So they are devouring this plant. They're everywhere. So by tomorrow, this plant will have no leaves. Let's chat. So leafcutter ants, they're just incredible. I'm just buzzing right now. So they played a pivotal role in the development of probably my greatest ideological inspiration in agriculture, called syntropic agroforestry or syntropic agriculture, developed by this guy Ernst Gauche. I think he's from Switzerland, but he has a farm in Brazil. It's incredible stuff. I could spend a whole entire vlog day just chatting about this. It's really cool, but basically it really focuses on the way that natural ecosystems function and trying to leverage that knowledge to create really, really successful agricultural setups, agricultural systems. So it's working with succession dynamics is the big focus of it. Succession dynamics being ecosystems naturally evolve over a lineage of stages, starting from lava rock, going all the way to climax systems like forests or savanna grasslands. And there's all these ones in between. And once you're in any particular stage of that succession, there's different plants that are most acclimated to that stage, that are meant to be there to further develop the soil and the climate for the next stage. They prep the way. So one set of plants prepares things for the next set. When there's a disturbance, those plants are removed and the new ones take hold. Another really important term there is stratification, which is there's time stratification, like the different stages, and then there's stratification in height, which is basically like where are plants in relation to other plants, and as a result, how much light did they get? How much filtered light versus direct sunlight did they get? So basically, the thing is with these leafcutter ants is that if they have an abundant food source or food sources around them, they don't just take the thing closest to their colony. They actively seek out the plants that aren't in the right place. They're not meant for that stage of succession, or they're not in the right place in that stage of succession. And so my thought here is that this plant is meant to be in the shade, or there's another reason why it's not in the right spot or it's not living at the right time. So these guys are here to do nature's cleanup. And it's really incredible. So they'll take these leaves back to their nests and then they'll culture a fungus on them. And so that fungus is their food source. And they feed that to their queen. The queen produces the babies. They keep on going, yada, yada, yada. It's absolutely incredible. And it's just so cool to see them in action. There's a lot of these on the farm, and there's different spots where there's like clusters of hives or colonies where their homes are. It's really amazing to see nature at work, and people will sometimes use these guys as a reference for how well they've developed their ecosystem for their agricultural setup. So some people have actually planted whole agricultural, agroforestry systems in the line of or the path that these guys take to basically see, like, do they take out any of the plants that are in their system so that they know that they did something wrong. It's just crazy stuff. Yeah, I just had to share it. And I also have some cool content from the slope garden. So while I had the camera set up here taking some footage, I was just doing a little walk around of the garden, saying hi to all the plants, checking out how they're doing. It was a really hot day. Everything was wilting and looking sad. I was feeling kind of like just really interested in learning from that. And I still have all of the same remaining questions, but I'm happy to report everything looks really happy. So let's go check it out and see some of the stuff going on over there. Guys, I feel like I just did an espresso after watching those leaf cutter ants. Whew, I'm ready to do a marathon. But here we are at the slope garden at the entrance. So yeah, let's show you around and show you what's going on. I wish I took footage of things when they were all wilted, because I have not seen the garden this sad yet, as it looked earlier today. But things are looking great now. Yeah, so let's check it out. Let me show you some cool stuff going on here. So things are looking extra green right now. This is a great time of day to film, I think. Once the sun is past the trees here, so you can't see it anymore, or in the morning when it hasn't come up over these trees, the diffuse light just makes the plants look really, really nice. So here we are. Things are looking good. This cucumber is going crazy. Got all sorts of baby kooks. Okras are all perked back up. These guys were like totally down like that. They look good now. Yeah, all really nice. Now the first thing I wanted to show you is these Tithonia rotundifolia flowers. It's really cool how they show up on the video. I kind of figured that the camera wouldn't be able to capture the way they look, but it does a pretty good job. There's more of a yellow hue to the petals than you see here, but they're really gorgeous. And so you can see there the seeds are starting to form. So I'm going to be trying to harvest all of those, and especially from this flower here. So there's another one over there, but this is the one I want seeds from. And the reason is, you can see here how many petals it's got. Right, it's got a good amount. What do we got? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. But then if we work our way over to this plant, this girl's only got 8. She's got 8 flowers, 8 flower petals. So that's really interesting. I'm a complete novice when it comes to botany, or really all things that have to do with plants. I'm just learning as I go. But I don't know if I don't know why that's the case. I don't know if maybe this one will have other flowers that have a different number of petals. We'll be able to see soon enough. Maybe this one will eventually have one with 11. Was that what it was? 11 or 12? But anyways, if it is like a trait that's more specific to the plant, maybe because this one's just healthier here, getting more sun, or whatever it is, if it's something that could be transferred with genetics, that'd be really neat. So that, for example, if I took these seeds and planted them, her daughters or her grandchildren, or who knows down the line, would continue to have this number of petals. Because I mean, naively I want more, which is me just being selfish perhaps, but I feel like it's a little bit prettier. So yeah, that's the thought. So yeah, that looks really nice. So I just want to do a little bit of content on showing you what the garden's looking like. Really pretty stuff. This is another cucumber here, which is just all over the place. So these Boston pickling cucumbers, we'll see. Ooh, she's got a big one. We'll see what they taste like and what they're like once they're pickled and all that. And if I really like them, I'll probably do a bunch of these because they're just so prolific. Some of the plants look kind of sad, right? She's getting a little beat up. But hopefully they push through and produce so I can keep them going. But things are looking good. This is like the craziest squash. So she's got one baby there, another baby there, another one coming up here. So she's really producing a lot, at least in comparison to the rest. And she should be just as old as the other squash, at least most of them. There was like 2 batches. So I'm guessing she was from the first, but she's just doing great. And then yeah, everything else is looking good. Mexican sunflowers really perked up. They were looking pretty wilted too. They look happy. Got some more sunflowers getting ready to open up. So you see this one has got like a black seed head there. So we're gonna go back up to the main garden. So she's got like a yellow flower head. So I'm guessing this might be the lemon queen. I'm trying to get it to focus. I gotta figure out this focus thing. Maybe if I bring it close. No. Here. I'm set on making this work. I need an extra hand. Well, anyways, Jerry's still here. Great to see you, Jerry. Now this is me totally just getting in my head about it, but I almost feel like that sunflower looks better now. Like when I first got back, it looked one way, and now it looks better. And I think it's because of Jerry. I think he's doing good things. Okay, last shot. Let's try and focus here. Come on, I'm gonna try to tap it with my nose. There we go, the nose trick. So she's almost opened up, and it's like a kaleidoscope or like some sort of crazy design in there. That's amazing. And she's got so many too, which is really cool. Very excited. And then we've got Girasol Gigante. But yeah, that's it. So gonna maybe chop some of this wood and continue a little bit with this project, getting one more shot of those leafcutter ants. So cool. And that might be a wrap for today's work. And then I think it's back to editing come evening time when it's dark. I got so much work to do, but super excited about putting this video out and getting more content out. And yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But seriously, comments, feedback, like give it to me straight. Tell me if it's good or not. If it sucks, and that's okay. We'll learn. I'm not opposed to critical feedback. But one last thing, I just love, all right, this is a really cool thing about this content creation. I love sharing this beauty, or at least what I find is beautiful, and it's, I spend a lot of time alone because I'm living up here in the cabina by myself. So yeah, it's a lot of time alone and a lot of time like appreciating things by myself. And there's always this jitter that I get checking out this content, or by content I mean like these real life experiences. And so it's awesome to have a medium to share it with as many people as hop on YouTube and see this video. So, but okay, last thing, these girls are also opening up. So I think tomorrow we might be blessed with 2 more flowers. We're almost done with bed number 2 in the garden extension. We got all the wood borders in. Now we just got to backfill it a little bit more in the center. And then that's a wrap. Things are looking great. It was a wonderful day. And hopefully we can keep the streak alive of nature giving us cool little surprises. I feel like it's impossible that she doesn't. If you have the right perspective, a lot of stuff starts to seem pretty wonderful, huh? Or at least just when you're this immersed in plants and animals and ecosystems, that stuff that some people couldn't care less about starts to give you the biggest rush. But yeah, wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think next up on my docket is dinner. Feeling nice and hungry. And then we're gonna hit the laptop with the editing. Continue chugging along with that to do and see what we can accomplish. But all right, until tomorrow, over and out. See you later.